Hi Sally, hi there, thank you for joining. At the moment it says live, it's not showing me that there's people on here other than your comments. Hi Tracy, thank you for joining me today, everyone, as you always do, and as always, thank you for your support. Hi Keith, hi Lisa, hi Solomon. Now, there's a fete on today in the village that I live in. The fete is there every year. And since this, I have never been able to attend that fete because every year my son and his friends would make up a football team and they would play in the football event in that fete every year. So for over 4 years now, I have not been able to attend that fate. So what I've been doing today, thank you Rach, hi Richard, hi Catherine, hi Sharon. So what I've been doing instead is out with the banner. I'm elsewhere and been giving out more leaflets on the boys. The response I've received today is phenomenal. There was people, as usual, that hadn't heard of the story, or there was people who had heard of the story, know what's going on and has seen me before. And thank you, Scott. Thank you so much. And there was people that don't read the media or are not on social media and never knew about it. Very shocked people today, but lots of support. And some people are even going to sign up to Facebook just so they can join our page. Thank you so much, Leonard. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Steve. Thank you, Steve. It means a lot. Hi, Danny. Hope you're doing as best as you can. I just want to read you a couple of things from when I attended a demo back in 2018. Some of it has changed and I've crossed out some of it because obviously I've become more knowledgeable and a lot more wiser now to what I live in, what's going on, and agents and shills and agitprops and provocateurs and everything else since then. Hi Kim. So I just want to read a little bit of what I said back then. As you know, I'm here because our very own police force, and there's a clue there, the word force, because everything is double speak, back to front and upside down. As you know, the ones who are meant to protect us and protect their own children, they're not even protecting their own children because they're allowing the abuse and these murders to go on, which is condoning them. Condoning them. Exactly, Nicola. Exactly. So the ones who are meant to protect us, who covered up the murders of 3 children, 3 young boys, 16, 16 and 17, and as you know, they were Josh, Harry and George. What made them lie? What made the police cover this up? There was no evidence whatsoever in our children's case that this ever pointed to just being an accident. Never. Our children were not standing at a bus stop. They were walking. The callous driver never lost control or clipped a curb, and he mounted at the cemetery gates and he drove in a straight ahead position all the way along that pavement. The police, the CPS, the mainstream media made this look and sound like an accident. They wanted to manipulate your thoughts and people's way of thinking to point this as an accident, to lie to you, because as I keep saying all the time, thank you Wendy, all the time, it's so imperative, and I say to the people out here, our boys are not an isolated case. It's not isolated. They've been lying for years, and these attacks, these vehicle attacks, people using cars, have been going on for a long time now. The detective inspector involved in our case was involved in another one in 2011, where a car mounts the pavement and goes into 9 people. This has been going on all the time. Thank you, Jackie. So they wanted to portray to you and make you think, hi Ruth, that this was just an accident, to fit their narrative, not to fit the truth, to fit their narrative. Why, you ask yourself. We have asked ourselves this many times as families, why would they do this? I can give you numerous answers of why they do this, but the main people who know are the police, isn't it? It's them that should be answering this. We ask ourselves, we can only come up with these reasons. They are scared of either being called a racist. Now, if that's the case, then political correctness should be banned, shouldn't it? If you're scared of a word and you're going to cover up children's murders because you're going to be accused of being racist because of the nationality in those cars, then that word needs to be banned, doesn't it? Or they are scared of social unrest. Or there is a bigger agenda going on here. Or the 2 or 3 murderous extremists that were in that car, because that's what they were extremists, work for them. They work for them. And that leaves you with a big question, doesn't it? And I'm just going to leave that part there. Well, do you not think, Common Purpose Police, that social unrest will come anyway because of your lies and cover-ups? You're condoning these attacks. What do you fear more than us? A loss of your job? A loss of your pension? Should you not fear your children and their safety? Should you not be fighting for them? We've been out here for 4 years trying to fight for the children, trying to protect the children and the future generations, including your children, Met Police, including yours. Where were the rights and due process for our children, for Josh, Harry and George? Where were they? Where was their rights to the truth? And the rights for us families, their friends, the community and the people of this country. Where were they? Thank you, Danny. Although we now have a life sentence of grieving, we have not been able to grieve because we have had to do the job of a constable and do our own investigation. Were our children not worth you doing any of that, Met Police? Not even you didn't even search their homes. At CPS meeting, you sat there and had the audacity to say you went round one of the houses, but people were sleeping and you didn't want to disturb them. That makes you a coward. In my book, a coward. I hear people say so many times, it's not the frontline police's fault. Well, I say back to them, if you don't tell them where they're going wrong, they will not do it right. Anyone who follows an order that is morally wrong and know that it is morally wrong makes them a bad cop. Because if I was a copper, not that I'd ever want to be, but if I was a copper and someone higher up, because it's only the higher ups that get moved up, the ones that do the bad things, they're the ones who get moved up. Not the good people. The bad ones get moved up because they know they can use them to do things like this and many other things. Absolutely, Sally, it makes them complicit in the murder of 3 children. And I hold the whole of the Metropolitan Police account for that. Many coppers I've met over the years who I've spoken to about our boys stand there and say, what can we do? What can you do? You do your job. Because you are failing your own children. I don't know how you can do a job like this and go home and look at your children in the faces. Because the worst form of injustice is pretended justice. And that's what you did to our boys and to us. Well, I'm not having it. I'm not going anywhere. We will never give in, and mark my words, you will be held accountable for what you did to Josh, Harry and George. We shouldn't have to fight for it. I thought we had a legal system, so I thought I know better now. That would protect us. Boy, was I wrong. People deserve to know the truth, and these 3 boys deserve to know the truth. The injustice was just not committed against us and our boys, our families. They was committed against every man and woman in this country. We have bad cops, bad CPS, bad mainstream media, bad IPCC, even their appeal institutions that you go to cover for them. There's no one here for the victim. They end up making the victims look criminals and making you feel sorry for the real criminals. Just like the one who went into 2 teachers and children in Belgium a couple of days ago. What's the first thing they say to the people? Oh, a mentally ill man did it, to make people feel sorry that this man was mentally ill. Forget about the 2 teachers and the children that car's just gone into. And that's how they do it. That's exactly what they do. They don't want you to have a voice. They don't want us to have a voice. Or a choice. No rights. They want us to be gagged and silenced. Well, we will have a voice. We do have choices. And we do have rights. Not rights that man gives us. Rights that we're born with. And no one has the authority to take them away. And I will not let them silence me. I will not allow it. If the government doesn't deal with issues like this, then they just should not be in government. Too much greed. When someone has too much money, who's greedy and evil and cruel, then they want power. So right now, as you know, we're in a big fight between good and evil, and good will win. I know it will. And as you know, people, what they do, one of their tactics is divide and conquer, because hate is not what is going to unite us. It's only love that is going to unite us. And that's why they've been winning for centuries. This isn't recent, for centuries. And the police, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Now, if you don't step out of the box of the dialectical thinking that they've created, that keeps you in a vicious circle of being manipulated in the way people think. Do you know what? I'd rather live one day as a lion than 1,000 years as a sheep. But remember one thing, people. Those sheep, all they need is a shepherd. That's all they need. So everyone, take care. I just wanted to do this video, speak to you again, so you can see that I'm out here. I don't always do a video now when I'm out with the leaflets or the banner, just so the police force stormtroopers can't turn up, and I can get my leaflets out there more and speak to many more people. But rest assured, I'm always here. Take care. Thank you as always for your support, for your help, for your sharing of the videos. And my next video is going to be interesting for you. So keep an eye out for it. Take care, everyone. Thank you.